Hello gamers, Agafor here with the latest installment of tips, 48 tips for 0.48. Now I shouldn't have to say this, but these tips are up to date with 0.48, not new tips released in 0.48. With that said, cue the funky music. Gas pumps explode again when they are rendered, not when someone logs into the server, meaning this can be used as an early warning system. You can view the last server you were on by going to your DayZ profile config and looking towards the bottom. The names of the modes, regular and hardcore, have been changed to first person for hardcore and third person for regular. This is how it should have been to begin with. Have you been longing for a ball bag to go with your vagina hat? All you need now is a deer pelt and a knife to craft this 20 slot ball bag. No other animal pelt works. You can craft the burlap wrap and attach it to your Mosin now. You will need a burlap sack and a knife, machete or hacksaw to craft it. If you want to go one step further, you can make it into a grass wrap by holding it in your hands and looking at the grass. You can now sharpen wooden sticks with a knife, machete or hacksaw into sharpened sticks. These can be used to stab through your hands. But that's not their only use. Combining a feather with a now sharpened stick will turn it into an improvised arrow which can be shot from the ashwood bow but not the crossbow. To get the newly added feathers you will need to kill chickens and skin them. I found a chicken in Kozlovka. The Mosin with the combination of a hacksaw can be cut in half, decreasing the accuracy but also allowing you to fit it inside a 4x1 slot in your inventory. The sawn off Mosin does not allow any attachments and there is no first person crosshair. You will need to fire this gun in third person. A Mosin snap loader has been added. This clip works much like the SKS clip and spawns in the same place too. It holds 5 rounds and can be reused. In the last patch we got bandanas which were simply awesome. Well, now you can turn them straight into one rag to stack with your other rags, making them even better. Splitting rags into different parts of your clothing will ensure you have at least one rag to use if you start bleeding. The Smash backpack and vest has been added. It comes in 2 parts, the backpack on its own which counts as a backpack unless you attach the vest, and then it becomes a vest. The Smash vest only spawns at these static crash sites, but these static crash sites are not currently spawning loot, so technically the Smash vest isn't in the game. 2 new towns have been added at Sinestock Village and Vavilovo Village. You'll find these west of Northwest Airfield. A new city called Severograd, maybe, has been added. It's currently under construction, but you can find the piano house, small school, large train station and loads of train carriages here. A new crashed vehicle has been added. It's called the V3S. It does not spawn loot, but you can climb inside it to scare your friends.
Surprise, motherfucker!
UAZs now spawn the AKM and AK-101 plus their corresponding magazines. Be sure to check every one of these vehicle types on your journeys. These trucks spawn loot now, loot much like the loot found in the UAZs. Both types of bus stop spawn loot now. I mainly found books, but the compass and matches spawn here too. Police cars now spawn randomly around Chernaroos. This will make getting ammo in residential areas slightly harder. Don't be alarmed when you see this new tree. It's simply an oak tree with a different texture. If you lose an item in a bush or a tree, just chop it down to retrieve the item. Wall peeking has finally had its first fix. Try as you might, you cannot lean through walls now. Textures for the EpiPen and fire extinguisher have been updated. Igniting a fire has a new animation, and burnt meat has had the chance of making you sick significantly reduced. I still would not recommend eating it though. A new animation has been added for running in a tack stance. Left click to shoot will not shoot your weapon. You run the fastest when your weapon is out, when you are not out of breath and when you are not in attack stance. The AKM, AK-101 and drum magazine is no longer exclusive to the long barracks. It spawns in a lot of military locations now. Dynamic helicopter crash sites are now spawning again. This is where you can find the M4, flashbangs and grenades. 5.56 rounds now spawn again in military locations, making the AK-101 even sexier. .380 ammo has been added. It spawns in boxes of 35 rounds or in stacks on the floor. The .380 ammo is used by the Makarov, which spawns where pistol spawns, and the PM73, which currently is not spawning. A new scope has been added for the crossbow. This scope is now the only scope that can be attached to the crossbow and spawns where the PU scope spawns. The MP5K no longer spawns with a buttstock on. It also looks like the buttstock doesn't spawn in game. The MP5K is still the same size in your inventory. If you happen to find a weapon with no attachments on, drag it to your weapon equipment slot, then drag it back to the floor to refresh it. Reloading a weapon when it's on your back will cause it to make no reload noise. The tents with wooden floors now spawn loot again. Drum mags spawn here a hell of a lot. Blue carriages are also spawning loot again. These carriages are gold mines for weapons and food. Rotten fruit and rotten vegetables have been completely removed from the game, making food even easier to get. The number of animals in churneries has been increased from 300 up to 450, making it 50% easier to find animals. If you find a door barricaded with an item, you don't have to pick it up to move it. Drag it from your vicinity to the side of your screen. The combat knife can be placed inside military boots, but the knife and machete do not fit here because that would be stupid. Spamming F and the middle mouse button together will speed up repetitive actions like drinking. I recently saw a video on how throwing a tent deploys it when it hits the floor. Well, I threw mine and it disappeared, so yeah, don't throw it. Persistence is currently on some stable servers. The server will tell you if persistence is on, but persistence is still buggy, so I would recommend waiting for patch 0.49.
Bonus tip!
This building is not new. It's been in stable since release and it was in the mod as well. It spawns no loot, yet almost every day someone makes a post on Reddit or the forums about it. It's only been 2 weeks since my last tips video and the release of 0.47 to stable, so the speed at which the DayZ dev team is working is currently on the up and up. However, easy to get food is now even easier to get, and so are assault rifles and their ammo. Before long, we'll be up to our necks in bored AK bandits terrorizing every single fresh spawn town. Now if we couple that with how buggy zombies are at the moment, we have a concoction of mass frustration. I hope I'm wrong, but it looks like everyone and their mum will be packing an AK, much like everyone had the M4 before it became exclusive to helicopter crash sites. Anyway, that's me done for this installment of tips. Thank you for watching, happy dodging AK bullets, and I will see you in the next video.